what was our plans, because God had spoken to her to be a blessing to us, and we did tell her where we were going, and apparently, and guys, listen here, God was faithful in blessing us, because once God is in your marriage, He's going to orchestrate everything if you allow Him.
Thank you so much for joining us for video number 11. Thank you for subscribing and watching. I am Nat, together with my beautiful African queen.
My name is Dee.
And we're so happy to have you joining and watching our channel. If you have not done so, this is your opportunity to subscribe, share, and like our video so that you can be notified of all of our upcoming videos. We've been speaking from video 1 to now. We're on video number part 11 of how we met, how this Bahamian man met this Kenyan woman, and now we are husband and wife. By the special grace of God, we thank God for what the Lord did. We met in July and then we got married in January. And so, by the special grace of God, the Lord had been so faithful to us from day 1 to the present, and even as we talk about the day of our wedding and our honeymoon. So you've heard everything, so now let's talk about the wedding. So by the grace of God, all that has transpired led us to that big day, which is Monday, the 10th of January, which was a holiday in the Bahamas. We celebrated Majority Rule Day. This is a day in the country where the black citizens, who was the majority, gained control over the government of the Bahamas. And so that was the day that we saw was fitting for us to have our wedding. Due to the COVID-19 restrictions, we were limited by the amount of persons that were able to participate and be present. But we also live stream the wedding. So those persons and family and friends in Kenya, throughout the Bahamas and around the world that were not able to join us in person, were also able to join us virtually on Facebook. And so we were just happy to have those virtual audience participating. So the presence of the Lord was certainly evident in the wedding ceremony. It was a glorious occasion where we exchanged vows, and by the special grace of God, we exchanged rings as well, which was a token of our love and our commitment, and also which served as a no trespassing sign. So these rings says no trespassing, private property. And so we're so thankful that the Lord provided, even in the purchase and securing of our rings as well. We saw the hand of God in just a magnificent way. The Lord, through and through, round and round, was present, confirming and reaffirming us that, hey, this wedding is of me. I've got you guys covered. I've got you secured, together with the financial support of our loved ones, our family and friends and supporters, church members that came behind and supported us financially in every way possible. And so we were, by the special grace of God, able to conclude that wedding ceremony with our my parents-in-law, the wife, the husband, my mother and father-in-law of my wife. Her mother and father were there also. They gave their blessings virtually, and then all those that were there just supporting and just, hey, cheering us on. And we say, to God be the glory, and a million thanks to all those that contributed to the wedding ceremony, which was just a glorious event. And so after the wedding ceremony, we had the reception. And that was another glorious event of coming together, eating and dining and receiving of toasts and gifts as well. We had quite a number of gifts that were given as well, even just during that short period of time of receiving the information of, hey, a wedding is taking place. people supported. They showed their love, their appreciation, their support, and through tokens. And we were so blessed and so appreciate. Actually, even after our wedding, I think even up to a year after we wedded, we were still receiving gifts. We still received dinner invitations, even a year after. So we just saw God in a mighty way. And so then we were able to go and travel for the honeymoon. So we actually got 2 sets of tickets that provided transport to and fro.
Twice.
For our weddings. I think we had
an extra.
Yeah, so we actually had an extra ticket, and we actually used that, I think, for our anniversary. I think it was our anniversary. We used the other set ticket that we got for the honeymoon itself. So as you can see, God has been faithful to us. And I want to take this time to encourage you as you're trusting God for wedding, for marriage, as God has done it for us. Know God is able to do the same for you. So we were able to go to our honeymoon. We had a great time. And I enjoyed my honeymoon. I enjoyed the scenery. I enjoyed everything about it. So to share with us your experience of our honeymoon.
So actually, just to mention, shout out to our bishop and pastor. I said I'm going to mention them in this video.
Okay, yes.
Our bishop and pastor Store, and also our new bishop and pastor Ian Ferguson and Tamara Ferguson. Man, these guys, they just blessed us. They're the ones responsible for the double ticket.
That's right.
I think both of them did not talk about it. They probably discussed about it later on because they both gave us a ticket back and forth. So So a round trip from both of them. So I was like, wow. I mean, these guys did not really, honestly, they didn't even discuss about this, because if I know they saw it, then I'll have gotten something else. But we ended up getting a double, which was a blessing, because we still had an extra ticket to use at a later date. So we really thank God for the overflow. So thank you so much to my bishop, my 2 bishops and their wives. God bless you all. We love you. And to add the icing on the cake, guys, I remember one lady who I did not know her at the time. She was to me, she was a stranger because I had not met her before. But she approached. I think she approached. She saw because we used to post our wedding and wedding preparations. I mean, when we gonna get married and when we got engaged, we posted it on social media, and she used to follow us very closely, and she really wanted to know what was our plans, because God had spoken to her to be a blessing to us, and we did tell her where we were going, and apparently for the honeymoon, that is, and that was where she resides, around those areas. And then she literally paid for our hotel expenses. That's she paid for the food, she paid for accommodation, and because we were in a beach, she also paid for a golf cart just to take us around the island. And let me tell you, that was an added blessing. And on top of that, I remember, because we visited that hotel that she paid for, and we also went to another area as well, that she covered us on that one. And the next place that we went to, I remember I think the ones who are in charge of the hotel, they literally gave us a car to use when we were in that area to move about with. All we needed to do is to put gas in that car. Can you imagine? We had organized ourselves on how we're going to hire a car to help us drive around and just see the area, but the man came and told us, that's your wedding gift. You're gonna use this car while you're here until your departure date. We said, you're renting it out? He said, no, I'm not renting it out to you guys. I'm giving y'all this car to use when you're here. Wherever you want to go, you use the car. That's my wedding gift for you. And we was like, wow, look at God. We didn't have to spend nothing on renting a car. We used that car, and we only had to put gas in that car. Can you imagine? We had quite an overflow. And do you know, I think about 2 or 3 meals, he actually let us have the meals for free. God is awesome.
And then also,
God is
even
awesome.
there was another guest that was on that compound. And I think I just greeted the guests and said, "Oh, we just got married." And then the guests also left.
Yeah, that was on Tina's, where Tina paid for us.
We had actually 2 of them, and Tina, and plus at the other first place, there was another guest also left a little token for us. Say, "Oh, you're getting married, okay?" And he spoke with the owners and said, "Hey, the special token, please give them on our behalf as a wedding gift also."
Yes, and I remember the other place we went to. I remembered there's one lady who she's actually from England. She doesn't even know us. Right. And then I don't know what happened, and we just started talking with her. Well, both of us were in the same hotel, and she was so excited at the fact that we are newlyweds. And then I remember her going and telling her that tell them that their breakfast is fully covered, and they can have as many refills as everything they eat for breakfast, however much they want, is covered. And she covered that for us. We don't even know her. My goodness, she's from England. She just flew in just to enjoy the Bahamas. And guys, listen here, God was faithful in blessing us. That lady was from England and she blessed us. Guys, I'm telling you, once you're in your season, once God has decided that this is your season, He's gonna send strangers. The Bible says that He will cause the children of foreigners to build your walls. Yes, God is gonna bless you. You will be amazed at how much God can bless you. So if you think that thing that you're looking at in your life to achieve is too big for God, hey, slap yourself on your face and remind yourself that ain't nothing that is too hard for God. There's no mountain that is too high for God. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that God cannot do. God can always open a door in the wilderness and make way for you. God can create a river in the desert just for you. So we're just encouraging you, if you're there and you're trusting God for marriage, probably a relationship, you're in a relationship right now, but you keep postponing it because you're like, oh my God, we don't have the finance, we don't have the money. If God has already put a stamp on your coming together, if God has already confirmed to you all that you're supposed to get married, just trust God. Trust God, and you will see God in the whole process. Can you imagine? People stress themselves, honey, think about it. People plan for weddings for 3 years, for 3 months, 6 months, a whole year. The whole year they're thinking about where we're gonna get the finances for this and the next thing, and trying to put together a committee and organize things. But God did it for us for 1 week. 1 week. We got married in 6 months of our meeting. Because what were we waiting for? God had already spoken. So what were we waiting for? This was a divine marriage orchestrated by God. And because of that, God had to provide. Let me tell you, God cannot put Himself in something and leave you halfway. Once God has put His name on something, He will make sure it's glorious, it's marvelous in the eyes of people. Yes, because our God is a perfect God. He's a God of excellence. And that's exactly what He did for us. He blessed us. He gave us an overflow. And we thank God for that because He's an amazing God. So if He did it for us, He can do it for you. All you got to do is position yourself and trust God. Now we're going to do more and more videos just to kind of share with you the tips, just to kind of share with you how you can wait in your waiting season, share with you how in your relationship season, because relationships are different, we can share with you the marriage part of it as well. So stay tuned for more videos. But this brings us to the last video of our how we met video. So guys, that's how we met, and that's how we ended up married, and we are happily married. Very happy. Mr. Pratt, tell them the truth.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidociously happy and content.
Oh yes.
I wanted to add just a small piece. After we returned back home from the honeymoon, I counted the money that was remaining in my wallet, and I was just blessed to see that I had some good money remaining. I think it was about maybe probably about 2 weeks, two or 3 weeks salary still remaining in my possession after we had returned back home. So I'm like, wow, look at God.
Yes.
And so, as my wife said, and as we're coming to the final moments of this video, the Bible says that you should trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge Him, recognize Him, involve Him, receive His opinion, acknowledge Him, and He will do what? Direct your path.
Yes.
So my wife and I coming together is because of divine direction and orchestration of God.
Right.
The God of heaven has been so faithful. And we just celebrate the goodness of the Lord. And as my wife said, we look forward to sharing with you other related topics. So continue to subscribe, continue to watch, continue to follow us.
How long have we been married?
So we were married on January the 10th. And
Which year?
this is 2022. And we're now recording this video now in 2024. So we say to God be the glory from 2022 to 2024. October.
Yes.
Presently is the month of October as
Yes.
we're watching this, as we're recording this. So that tells you, hey, look at the goodness of the Lord upon our lives.
And we are happily married. No complaints. We're happily married. God has been faithful. We have grown in our marriage. We have seen God. We have seen God opening up doors. When we began, we were in a very humble place. Even financially, we've seen God elevate us, open. I'm telling you, the foundation of our marriage was faith, and that has been the foundation of our marriage till date. That everything we do, everything that has happened in our life, it has been because of we believed and trusted in the Lord, and God opened the doors. Our life has been supernatural, miraculous, full of signs and wonders till date. Every achievement we've had, we credit it back to God. And I'm not just saying that. But as we continue to share our lives with you, you guys will see that everything that has happened in our lives, all the elevations that God has elevated us in our lives, it's been supernatural, it's been miraculous, it's been full of signs and wonders. Because once God is in your marriage, He's going to orchestrate everything if you allow Him to. So stay tuned for more videos, guys. But thank you so much for staying with us from part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Somebody help me count.
6, 7, 8, 9, and
10 and 11.
And now 11.
Yes.
The Lord has been good.
Thank you for staying tuned, you guys. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and make sure if you're watching this right now and you haven't watched the other videos, put a pause on this and go back and watch all the other videos first, so that you can catch up and understand how we got to this part of the video. And God bless you so much. Drop your comments, let's hear your feedback, and don't forget to share and press that notification bell so that you can be notified of all other upcoming videos. We love you so much, and thank you so much for staying with us to the very end. God bless you. Until next time, Nat Dee.
Thank you.